All right, webheads, things are starting to heat up for the summertime, so I'm bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comics for next week. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you my top 10 most anticipated comic books for June 9th, 2021. That's right, guys. It's never too early to start that pull list for next week. And like I said, hopefully this helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And before we get started, everyone, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you're interested in entering my Road to 10K XMen giveaway, guys, all you're going to have to do is comment down below on this video, and it could enter you into this giveaway and win these awesome X-Men prizes. All right, guys, so let's get started with this week's top 10 most anticipated with The Hot Seat. And The Hot Seat is a book that maybe a lot of you probably have never heard of before, and this one is Ant. This is issue 12. You're like, oh, Ant? I never even heard of issue 1. How are we on to issue 12? Well, this book is done by Erik Larsen. He is the one that writes The Savage Dragon, and he also did Amazing Spider-Man back in the early 90s, who helped me get into comic books the way I am today, and I loved his artwork back then, and I still follow his work today. Now, Ant is a series that's been out for 14 years. And the original writer has never finished his story. Erik Larsen has bought the property and is taking over the Ant property. So after we see the conclusion of this story, I think we're going to be getting an Ant ongoing. So if my shop can get this, I'm probably going to purchase this book and see what it has to offer. So this is Ant. This is issue 12. All right. Now, let's talk about the book that's on the rise. And this book has not been out for quite a while. And this is Iron Man. This is issue 9. We've been dealing with Korvac and him trying to get to Galactus's spaceship and whatnot, and trying to get in control of the cosmic universe and taking over Earth and all this other crazy stuff. But it's been this long journey with Iron Man and Hellcat and some of the other supporting cast members. This has been an interesting story. I really like this. And this is the origin of Korvac. So if you're not familiar with the character, you might want to check this one out. It's got awesome cover art by Alex Ross. The interior artwork is actually really good as well. It's not done by Alex Ross, but it is really well done. And after issue 1, I know a lot of people kind of wrote this comic book off, but it's definitely a solid read now. So I definitely say pick this one up, and this is the book that's on the rise this week. And if you're following it, this is legacy numbering 634. All right, next, coming in at number 10, this one goes to Heroes Reborn tie-in. This is NightGwen issue 1. So this is Marvel's version of Batgirl, but it's done with Gwen Stacy. And from the very start, I really saw this cover and I'm like, this seems like this could be a lot of fun. And that's kind of what Heroes Reborn is. It's been a lot of fun. I can't go into too much depth when it comes to the story or expect that much, but it has been very unexpectedly, again, fun comic book to read. And with this tie-in, that's what I'm expecting here. I want to see this one shot. I want to see what Gwen Stacy has to offer. She's tied into Ravencroft here. So I think this one could be good. And this one is 36 pages, and this one is $5. All right, next. Heroes Reborn once again comes in at number 9 with Heroes Reborn. This is issue 6. Now, when it came to issue 4, that's the one we read this previous week. I thought that one was awesome. It had some crazy artwork. It had Rocket Raccoon on there. trying to defeat Dr. Spectrum. I mean, it was wild. It was so much fun. And that's what I'm talking about with Heroes Reborn. And actually, I don't even think it really touched on the main story of what was going on with like Captain America and some of the other characters, right? But still, that artwork just blew me away. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought we were going to get more of Thanos there with the Infinity Rings, but we didn't get any of that. So we'll see what this one has to offer here. Power Princess is going to be in this one, so I think this one could be great. So this one is 36 pages, $5. All right, coming in at number 8. We get away from the events right now, and we talk about Strange Academy issue 11. So there's definitely, some good character building when it comes to Strange Academy. I've really enjoyed Scotty Young's story. Roberto Ramos's artwork fits Scotty Young's vision because their artwork is very similar in many ways. And this time there's a murder at Strange Academy, so that could be interesting. And I think the character that gets murdered, his name is Toth. And I'm looking forward to it. And if it explores more of the characters and it gets the readers into these characters, it's going to be worth it. And I like how Marvel is actually giving them the time to tell this story, where if maybe sales aren't that great, they're like, we're pulling the plug on it. So I'm glad to see we're at issue 11. It's taken its time to develop. I like the last issue with the two Asgardian brothers who they found out or as the reader, you found out that their mom was Enchantress. Like, how many kids does Enchantress have, right? That's so funny. This book is 28 pages and it's $4. All right, next. Coming in at number 7, this goes to Justice League Last Ride issue 2. So I'm dumping Justice League, the main title, because I want to read a Justice League story that really means something and has a really good writer attached to it. No disrespect to Brian Michael Bendis, but I feel like he just doesn't quite get the characters at DC. He takes too long to tell the story, and I'd rather read one that I'm more interested in, and this is The Last Ride issue 2, and this one is $4, 32 pages, and basically in that first issue we found out that Batman supposedly killed Martian Manhunter. So there's a lot of animosity going against each other within the team. There's a divide, and the way this title sounds is it sounds like this could be the last adventure of the Justice League. So I really enjoyed that issue. Can't wait to see what issue 2 has to offer. All right, next, moving on to number 6. This one goes to Geiger. This is issue 3. Now, Geiger's story is very interesting to me. I love seeing origin stories, and I like how they're kind of taking their time with the main character here on how he developed his cancer because of a whole bomb situation. He has radiation through him, and he's slowly becoming this creature or whatnot. We got introduced to, was it like a sister and a daughter, or an aunt and a niece, and they're trying to run away with this specific item. I thought that was kind of cool. They couldn't go outside. There's these gigantic bugs that were trying to kill them and stuff, and it was just an awesome stuff. And now they got to make it back to Las Vegas. I guess that's where they're trying to go to. Interesting read. I definitely suggest this story. I have a feeling, though, this would read better in trade, though. But great stuff here. Geiger issue 3, 32 pages, $4. All right, coming in at number 5, now we have Spider-Man Spider Shadow. This is part 3 of 5, or issue 3. Of course, this is what if Peter Parker became Venom. And in the last issue, right, you found out that the Sinister Six has arrived, and they're after this version of Spider-Man, right? They see that he's a threat not only to to humans, but the bad guys feel like he's a threat to all the other bad guys, and it's going to take the Sinister Six to stop him. Dr. Octopus was the leader of the Sinister Six, but if Peter Parker became Venom, then what happened to Eddie Brock, right? And so you got to see that at the end of the last issue. You see Eddie is kind of like working for Doc Ock and the Sinister Six, and he betrays Doc Ock, stabs him in the back, like literally, and it looks like, you know, he's going to help take over or destroy Peter Parker and Venom. I think that's awesome. He could lead the Sinister Six. Looks like a lot of fun. 28 pages, $4. All right, next, moving on to number 4, we have Batman Detective Comics. This is issue 1037. Great series. We got to see in the last issue that just came out the Lady Clayface that was posing as this Sarah character that wound up getting murdered. We get to see Huntress enters the picture as well. The backup story with Huntress is actually really good too. This is a great detective book. This is a great mystery, you know, and if you're looking for mysteries in a Batman comic book, this is definitely where it's at, you know. So I definitely say pick up this book for sure. I don't know who's not really reading detective, but the artwork with Dan Mora is phenomenal. I think we're coming to the end of him being on this title, so we'll see what happens with that. This book is 40 pages, and this is $5. Remember, you're getting that backup story with Huntress, but she has been really good. So definitely a phenomenal read. All right, next, coming in at number 3, we have The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue 68. I'm enjoying Spider-Man as of right now because I feel like we finally got over the hump and we're starting to get some story progression, and we're getting more questions when it comes to Kindred, because at the end of the issue, it looks like we got Harry in a jail cell with Carly Cooper. So if Harry's in that jail cell, who is Kindred? And my thought is maybe Kindred is actually the Chameleon, because we're getting this whole Chameleon conspiracy thing. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens with that. Betty, we get reintroduced into the comic book, and she's pregnant. And who's the kid's father? Like, I want to know that stuff, right? Great artwork by Mark Bagley as of recently. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this because, again, we're done with the Boomerang situation. We're done with the Randy situation and the Beetle and all that other stuff. And now we're getting to I think the meat and potatoes of what this series is, you know, coming to. And I think we're going to get some surprises that we're not expecting. So this one is legacy numbering 869, 28 pages, and it is $4. All right, next, coming in at number 2, we have The Joker, issue 4. The Joker issue 3 wasn't as solid as issue 1 and 2. However, it was very good read. It did not have as many actions or as many surprises as issue 2, right? There was a lot of revelations in issue 2. In issue 3, it kind of just was a little bit of what, you know, Commissioner Gordon was going through and some flashbacks and things like that. And we thought, as the reader, at the end of that last issue, that Commissioner Gordon actually had the element of a surprise on the Joker, and little did we know the Joker wound up, you know, gaining the surprise on Commissioner Gordon, which was kind of cool. So I think things are going to start heating up now in issue 4. This is such a good series. It's hard to believe that it is only a mini. It's 40 pages and it's $6. My question out there to you is, do you think we're going to see the death of Commissioner Gordon out of this whole situation? Would you want to see that, or don't you? Because after this story, where does Commissioner Gordon go from here? He's a retired police chief, right? What happens after this? So we'll see. All right, now coming in at number 1, and this was really tough between number 2 and number 1, but this one gave it the edge based off of the last issue, and this is X-Men issue 21. Issue 20 was so good when it came to the whole Nimrod coming online story. I love that. That was the best Jonathan Hickman X-Men book that we've seen in so long. And if X-Men was written that way this entire time, this would have probably a contention of being one of the best X-Men runs since Claremont has written X-Men. But unfortunately not. We've gotten all this filler in between, and it takes away momentum from the title. So when it comes to X-Men issue 21, this is the final issue of Hickman's run on this title before he starts the Inferno title. Okay, so now we have a new team, I think, that actually comes together. It says, the heroes of Krakoa debut. It's a changing of the guard as the first X-Men team of Krakoa debuts. One era ends and a new one begins, and the handoff happens here. So we're getting the official X-Men team for the first time on Krakoa here. So I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, it's a Hellfire Gala tie-in. This is going to be the book you want to read. I think this is going to be really good. Guys, it's 28 pages. It's not overly priced. It's $4. I think it's an adequate spot for number 1. So guys, I want to know in the comments below what you thought of my top 10 most anticipated, which books you're most anticipating in. And of course, it enters you in that giveaway. And of course, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. And if you like my content, I'll leave you more right here. And until next time, this is Mike SpiderSlayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.